Promoting the common good means providing a setting for citizens and leaders to research, discuss, and confront our community's most important issues. The Johnson County Library Foundation is proud to recognize one of those leaders, Mark Schweizer, our 2010 Pinnacle Award winner for excellence in advocacy and public engagement.
I got started many years ago through conversations with friends and say, well, how could I better give back to the community and be a part of some of this that's going on amongst your organizations? And at this time it was more arts focused because I've always had more of an arts background in music, and specifically music. So that's kind of how I got started. But then I ran across through a music connection through somebody by the name of Brad Harris, who was involved with Literacy Kansas City. And it was really through him that got me involved in Literacy Kansas City specifically, more specifically to the organization and also its mission. And if you can't read, if you can't write, if you can't get on a computer to communicate, how else are you going to raise your level of employment? How else are you going to raise your social economic standing? There are many aspects of that you can tie into that as a way and a purpose for a cause. What better way to raise our society than to be literate and having access to libraries and the resources of libraries. The reality is Johnson County is on the ancillary outskirts of Kansas City, but we're all part of the same community. We all deal with the same issues. We all deal with illiteracy. We all deal with poverty. We all deal with other social issues. So what better way to give back? And then the connection for me personally was through a dear board member, Mona Carmack, who was on the board for Literacy Kansas City, and there's a natural connection to the library. Some of the challenges, like many organizations, I think in these recent times, as recently as fall of 2008, so a very memorable time in the markets and the economy, and a lot of people were kind of running scared of what's going to happen, where is it going to end, really squeezing a lot of nonprofits to the point of some people just had to close doors. And we were one of those organizations at one point in time where we had to sit down and have a heart-to-heart and say, hey, what's the viability of this organization, and are we going to make it? Are we going to be one of those numbers? Are we going to be one of the statistics? Aside from Literacy Kansas City, I've been involved with the Symphony Chorus, Kansas City Chorale, Kansas City Free Health Clinic as they were launching an event. So a number of organizations and causes. My bias initially was to the arts organizations, but since then I've expanded that to other service organizations. Another organization, Save Incorporated. So as I say, I try not to take on and say yes to too many things. It sometimes does happen. So juggling it does tend to be a challenge at times. But I also have learned early on in my tenure, I guess, in the nonprofit social work is bring good people around you to help accomplish the end goal. If you don't have strong people around you to help, because I can be a leader, but I can't do all the work. So you've got to have strong people around you to facilitate the work, to get the work done. And that's been part of I guess, what's helped make it rewarding and also successful in that sense.